legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. What's happening? How are y'all doing? Welcome to greencardguys.tv. If you want to learn more about the lawsuit, this is a channel for you. About parole in place. If you want to know about immigration, of course, answer your questions, point you in the right direction, this is a channel for you. Okay, so stay tuned. Feel free to ask questions now. But of course, be polite. Please don't copy and paste questions, especially y'all on TikTok. Y'all do that pretty often, okay? Y'all on YouTube and Instagram are very polite. I don't know what it is. All right. I just recorded a video, so that's why I'm dressed up here. Feels weird to be dressed up late at night. Okay, but go ahead and ask your questions. I do want to talk about D. Thank you for your question, D. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I just recorded a video about that. Okay, let me share a couple things here. You want to know JT's thoughts, right? Okay, so here's the deal. There's a court order that came out from the Fifth Circuit October 4th, okay? So just 4 days ago, all right? So 4 days ago, and it's not what we wanted, okay? It's not what we expected. 11 families filed a motion to intervene. That was denied, all right? And I thought they could have been included. I mean, I just had a little, I wouldn't say high hopes, but I had some hopes from the Fifth Circuit, obviously knowing they're all conservative. Okay. I think they're all conservative. I could be wrong. But yeah, I would think the 11 families have more grounding, more in terms of legal standing. If you're an attorney, you know this, let me know. Okay. Or if you're not an attorney, let me know in comments what you think. But I would believe they would have more standing than a state. Let me know, okay? Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your opinion. I know you're asking me for my opinion. I'll definitely share that with you. Let me share my screen. I can share my screen on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, I can't do that on TikTok. Please know I will answer your questions. So if you're just now joining, consider subscribing down below or following. Click follow if you have an immigration question or you're thinking about filing a case. And go ahead and tap the screen respective to your platform. Okay, show some love. That gives me a little boost here because my wife tells me I just talked to a screen. So I think that's hilarious. Let's see here. So let me share my screen here. And then when I share this, then I'll give my thoughts. Okay. So this is the October 4th order from this Fifth Circuit. And some may think like, oh, it's going to be quite extensive. No, it was like 3 paragraphs. 3 stinking paragraphs. All right. If you're just now joining, you're wondering how to get immigration status, what's going on with the parole in place lawsuit, if you can sponsor someone, if your immigration case is delayed, this is the channel for you. Okay. If you're like, well, shoot, I'd rather listen about like travel stuff, food, you're a foodie, just go ahead and follow for now. Okay. Follow and then hop back in later. Okay. All right. So here we are. Essentially, this order, I'll paraphrase. This court, the Fifth Circuit, the Court of Appeals, okay? Okay, that's one level higher than the Eastern District of Texas or any district court on a federal level. They said they got all the paperwork, okay? They read everything. They're good to go, okay? They agree with the lower court's order, okay? And that's it. That's it. They didn't give a reasoning. That's it. Capiche. That's it. Okay. It's very, very unfortunate. So, and with that being said, apparently within a few hours of that, Okay, I got another court order open here, sharing my screen on YouTube and Facebook. The Eastern District of Texas essentially came out with order, what we call a scheduling order, essentially meaning like what deadlines are going to come up that need to happen to get this case ready for trial. And the trial date is November 5th. Does anyone recognize the date, November 5th, what that means in this country? Put in the comments. Let me know what you think. Does that ring a bell? November 5th? Well, I can share my screen again on YouTube and Facebook. That is election day. That's right. Perfectly peachy. The next presidential election this year is November 5th. Now, some may think like, does that mean that the trial will still happen on November 5th? Isn't there like a holiday for election day? No, America doesn't care about you voting. No, 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 they don't do that. But you never know. A judge could just reschedule it. Okay. All right. So, in fact, yeah, I just went to the Eastern District of Texas website to see the federal holidays and just to make sure, no, election day is not an off day for the court schedule. So, trial will move forward as of now for November 5th. Okay. Now, I'll record a video separately about my thoughts, the process for the legal standing and all that. I just don't believe the states have legal standing. So, I expect the Eastern District of Texas judge, Campbell Barker, to deny relief to the states. Okay, the 16 states. But what do I know? All right. But that's basically the quick gist of this, okay? And I know, especially all on TikTok and all social media platforms, really, you're looking at all these dates I'm sharing with you, and you're wondering, like, which one's relevant to you? The scheduling order doesn't matter to you. But the trial date matters, okay? That's November 5th. So we'll keep you updated on that because all the internal deadlines, you don't need to know that, okay? All right, so let me answer some questions here. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, thank you so much for your questions. Really appreciate your trust to ask these questions. I see some on Roy's Koi. You asked, yes, in my opinion, how do you think the final outcome is going to be with PIP? I'm a hopeful person. Lawyers are risk adverse also. So it is like conflicting in my head right now. We look at both arguments, but I am hopeful that it will continue. Okay. But yeah, I could be wrong because judges apparently are getting political, right? So it's just very unfortunate. Um, okay, you also mentioned, but couldn't the government just include all the families that wanted to join lawsuits as exhibits, and how will they be affected? Now, that's quite possible. Um, that's quite possible, but it's not as an effective strategy. So so we'll see. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't know why on Instagram it keeps like pausing and reconnecting, but here on TikTok, okay, let me answer some questions. Perfectly peachy. Your husband is applying for a green card. How long do you have to get him a sponsor? His visa expires in February. Okay, I see what you're saying here. Perfectly peachy. Are you a U.S. citizen? Okay, I'm going to safely assume you're a U.S. citizen. If you are, then you don't necessarily have to apply like right now for him. Is it better to apply? Some people ask, is it better to apply before your spouse's visa expires, the I-94 technically, authorized stay? That doesn't mean it's going to get expedited or anything like that. Um, but as a U.S. citizen sponsor, it waives the unlawful presence. So that's a good thing for people who enter with a visa. But the sooner the better. Okay. The sooner you apply, the better in general with proper evidence. And of course, our team shares with you our proven checklist. Don't be shy, folks. I'm awake right now. Typically, when I have two yawns, I'm out. Okay. Let's see. Back to Roy's Co. Another question: is a November 8th final date for decision to be made on the PIP lawsuit, or could it be delayed yet again? It could be delayed yet again. Just because a trial happens on November 5th does not mean that a court order has to happen you know, first of all, a trial might not actually happen on November 5th, but that is a scheduling order. So, because there's something called docket call. Essentially, it's a list of cases that could go for trial, proceed on that day, and even if another case is not scheduled for that day, there could be. Okay, you would think a higher profile case like this, it'll just be just this case, right? The other thing, November 8th, has nothing to do about the final order. Okay, given the accelerated case schedule ordered above, that temporary state and restraining order expires on November 8th. So, I mean, I guess they are trying to, the court's trying to, the judge is giving himself like his own deadline, possibly. Um, but we'll see. We'll keep you updated on that. All right. Hello, Ducon Travel Consult. Oh, thank you. You were saying, and may the good Lord continue to bless me. Thank you so much. I hope the good Lord will give me as much energy and any God possible will give me as much energy to stay online for y'all and keep you updated. I wanted to record this video about these lawsuit orders like several days ago, but just couldn't muster up the energy. With two little kids, it is tough. If y'all have kids, let me know in the comments. Put the letter P in there. Does NVC have access to unapproved I-130 USCIS? They technically have access to any immigration paperwork. Yes. Unapproved, maybe like withdrawn. Is that what you mean? Did your mom? Okay, let's see. Will your mom be denied due to public charge? Due to she is old, no education, no skills. I tried to answer your question the other day. Maybe you weren't on anymore, but no, no, not because of that. If it was President Trump, and based on his prior public charge guidelines, it's quite possible it could have been denied under President Trump, but under President Biden, no, they don't ask those kind of questions. Not that detailed. They don't. They definitely don't ask your credit report. Under President Trump, they're asking for your credit report, which is ridiculous. By the way, y'all don't please, y'all on TikTok. I don't know why y'all do this. You do not. I encourage you to not copy and paste your question because honestly, it gets me a little thrown off. Encore. You would like to have a green card through EB2 application. Okay. Sounds like you need to pick option number 3 webinar about that. Liam Tori. What if your dad files for you? Your comment's hidden, but I can see it. By the way, if you're on TikTok and your comment's hidden, don't worry. Your question's hidden. I can still see it. I'll like share it. What if your dad files for you and you're over 21? So that's generally. Oh, and you're married. Well, um, hmm. Is your dad a U.S. citizen? Let's check out the visa bulletin for you. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. By the way, y'all welcome to join the live show. Okay, let me see. I can share the invite here for y'all on YouTube and Facebook. I'll probably be live for another 30 minutes or so, 15, 30 minutes. If you're on TikTok, I think the request button is down below. It might even say guest or something. It does help in some scenarios to just be able to, for me to at least ask a couple more questions, follow up to give you the information you're looking for. Okay. But for Liam Tori, your dad or your parent needs to be a U.S. citizen since you're married, okay, to sponsor. But I don't know what your dad filed for you. Petition only. But in general, if petition, yes, then you need to follow the visa bulletin. I don't know why TikTok always scrolls it down all the way, even though I'm not ready to go down there yet. Okay, so you got a 485 ongoing, pending, 864 was sent, but you're waiting your I-10 because taxes filed as married. Is your is your case delayed? I have no idea. When did you file your case? When did you file your 485 and petition? Um, did you file 765? That would be better. At this point, maybe don't file it because you want your I-10. Well, it's October 8th right now. Are you needing it for last year taxes, 2023? By the way, folks, I have certain professionals in our network, like a CPA, accountant, bookkeeping, especially if you have your own business. Let me know, of course. I believe they do good work, but I know it's difficult to find really good professionals. So let me know. You can always email in the link. There's a little icon for the email, so you can email in a request. We're happy to point you in the right direction. It doesn't always have to be just immigration. Kelly, how do you add documents to file asylum? I don't know actually. We don't practice asylum law. We do have colleagues that help with that if you do need legal assistance because I don't know if you can update your My USCIS account um, for asylum, but if you're going to update it, you certainly may want to consider talking to an attorney about that, okay? Mm. I thought you could. I guess you cannot file asylum online. I thought you could for a second. All right. Cookie, is it possible to apply for VAWA after filing 601A waiver? Yeah, it's possible. You can apply for VAWA at any time, but it's more about, well, what's going to happen in relationship. Now, there is no requirement to actually get divorced, but I think someone yesterday asked, like, can you file for VAWA but still go to the interview? It could be a little awkward in terms of that timing. Okay. So, if you're intending to stay together, then yeah, continue to the interview. But maybe wait to file in your situation specifically, Cookie, there is no interview right now since you just filed sounds like you just filed the Schizoid waiver. Okay. So Evala by itself takes like 3 years in general. Could be shorter. We've had success stories this year that we got approved in less than 1 year or about a year. Camille, yes, I was talking earlier about keeping families together. Marriage pro in place is what we call it internally. Aranita, can your partner travel within the United States with a pending TPS application? Yes, within domestic US states, you certainly can. You still just get, your partner still just has to be careful being within 100 miles of an international border because of checkpoints. So yeah, avoid San Diego. Usman, your wife filed for you I-130, but pending more than 3 years. She's a U.S. citizen. Um, 3 years? We gotta file a lawsuit, Osman. Hope you're still on, okay? If you are curious, if you are frustrated about the delay in your case, and you just want to make sure, like, hey, John, hey, Green Card Guys Law Group, you just want to make sure if it's time to file a lawsuit, we're happy to tell you, okay? We're happy to tell you. We have a chart that we keep track of in certain situations for each type of case, and we continue to improve it in the sense that if there's a significant number of cases where we need to change it, we'll do that, okay? But 3 years and your petition was filed by a U.S. citizen spouse, that's too long. Usually it's 1 year if you're abroad. So it's very unfortunate. You would think that the USCIS agency keeps track of your applications very well. No, things could get lost in the shuffle, in their swamp. Okay. Adrian on Instagram, since last review, case is currently at National Benefit Center. Your update to do. Okay. Yeah, green card holder to citizen. Okay, I think you told me that before. Should you expect to hear anything? Probably not. But how did you update them? Did you send them did you submit like an inquiry to the National Visa Center website with the little box and you upload something? That's the best way for when you're not represented. But yeah, I wouldn't expect you to receive any kind of update per se, which is frustrating, completely frustrating. All right, let's see. Okay. Y'all are shy. No one wants to join as a guest? Okay. Well, if no one wants to join as a guest, I might only be on for like 5 more minutes. So let me see how quickly I can get get going on this. Okay. Ashley, Ashley Getia, if your immigration case has been denied, what's the next move for you? Well, your next move is to talk with us, okay? Option number one in our link is to meet with one of our client care specialists. You can learn more about our team. But if you just want to cut to the chase and speak to one of our attorneys, you can. We do charge 3-digit fee, okay, to speak to one of our attorneys. Really, because we're trying to reserve their time mostly, okay, mostly to focus on your work, on your service, on filing your case. We have a quality control system, so we want to make sure everything's correct. Okay. Um, or if you're part of our, if you're a client, then of course your meetings with our attorneys are included. But in general, when your case is denied, of course, number one, it depends what kind of case. Is it 485? Depends on the reason. You have the option to file 290B. You can consider like a motion to reconsider, appeal. Okay. Or just refile the case. But when you refile the case, we need to understand why you were denied in the first place. We just don't want to willy nilly refile a case without having exactly what USCIS was asking for in the first place. Otherwise, that just doesn't make sense. You would have just you might potentially waste more money in that sense. Now, of course, you need to take action, folks, especially if you want to file a motion to reconsider the 290B. You have less than 30 days. Okay. Of course, generally, we advise against that. We just usually advise to refile the 485 application, but everyone's situation is different. So you need to take action. Click the link below or above, the link in the profile, and schedule a meeting. Get it done. Do not wait. Okay. So if you're on the channel, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you're on TikTok, click follow wherever it shows up. All right. Gotta replenish here. Sham, you have F1 visa? Where should you put your location as? I have no idea. In what context? Shiznit, an asylee. You're an asylee waiting to be called for hearing? That doesn't sound like you're an asylee. Do you mean you have filed for asylum? That's not really like a name for that. Asylum pending, I guess. But asylee, Asyle means that you've been approved for asylum. So maybe you mean you're, which I'm thinking you're not, because now you've asked, can you apply for DV lottery? I don't know. I don't know the rules on DV lottery. A lot of y'all have been asking that, but check it out. I'm sure they have the instructions there. Um, I can see why a lot of y'all have been asking that, because it seems like every night someone asks that same question. Um, because if you're here, since it sounds like you're here in America, eventually, yes, you do need to go for the visa interview abroad. Does it have to be your country? I don't think so. We do use a term called TCN, third country national, where you could possibly schedule an interview at a different country. because yeah, it would not be good to schedule an interview in the country that you fled and sought asylum from. Michael or Michelle, sorry, I don't know. I can't tell how it's pronounced here on TikTok. For green card applications, if you send RFE, how long after do you get the next answer possibly? Um, Most of our cases where we've noticed that online, it would say when we respond to the RFE, it would say something like RFE package received, in review. But what else is going to happen after that? A whole lot of nothing. Okay, it's very unfortunate, but for our cases, it seems that average timing is about 30 days. Does that happen for every case? 30 days after receiving your RFE response? No. It's very unfortunate. And especially for some reason, for something simple like a medical exam. Um, but most of the people that respond to a medical exam, that is my understanding that those cases are going to get waived, the interview waived. Okay. So that's good intent by USCIS, but at the same time, they're delaying the actual decision. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And that makes me think a lot of cases are just lost in the shuffle. Um, and I know for a time they were trying to expedite processing for certain cases with the intent to waive the interview. But like if let's say you're in Dallas, they would have like field office in Brownsville, Texas, review your case. So I don't know how they were doing that. Like if they were mailing the whole package that you mailed in, or if they did it electronically, they're supposed to once your package gets mailed in and received by them, it goes to mailroom, and they're supposed to scan everything. So yeah, I'm curious how it works internally, if cases or packages get like lost somehow, if they had to actually physically mail it. That'd be very sad. Very, very sad because uh, that'd be very frustrating. Uh, hmm. Let's see. Anti-scam police TV. Thank you very much. You said great work. Thank you. You had a question for your friend. They're still in their country, Ethiopia, designated as TPS nationality. They want to leave due to work. Can they use the CBP1 app for admission? I don't think so. I think the CBP, I could be wrong. We don't really have clients that use that, um, just because we don't handle asylum. But it looks like, hmm. If I recall, I believe it was for specific countries. So I don't think Ethiopians can use that, unfortunately, even though because it's not related to TPS. Okay. Let's see. Huh. Okay. USCIS. Oh, they have a free little guide here. All right. Yeah, I mean when CBP1 app was first announced, I believe it was for, if I'm seeing here, Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Okay, I don't know if other people could use that. I could be wrong though. Okay, that's outside my scope. Let's see here. Royce Keo, once you get to AOS stage, married to U.S. citizen, you submit your AOS application. Are you able to request AP to travel while your PR is pending, or just wait for PR card? Yeah, you could apply for 131 at the same time as a 485. Absolutely, when it's a marriage case. That's a great question because there are some scenarios where you cannot file it until after approval, or just it may just be better to wait. But when it's based on marriage AOS, I recommend just filing at the same time. Anti-scam. I hope your friend is able to, of course, leave Ethiopia safely. So wish your friend all the best. It's very, very sad what's going on around the world. There's so much crap going on in freaking America that we just don't even have the time to recognize what's going on in other countries. So God bless everyone, especially those in North Carolina. Man, there's this House rep that I've seen on my feed from North Carolina that helped debunk some things going on in North Carolina, but he shared, of course, that very unfortunate things going on in over there, Western North Carolina. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got a guest. More life. What's going on? Hey, more life. What's going on? Uh huh. Oh, they gave you the medical exam form? That's interesting. Typically, when you get the request for evidence for medical exam, that you need to, yeah, that typically means they're intending to have your interview waived. So that's great because, yeah. Nah, nah, you good. You just if all they asked for was medical exam. Okay, that's good. That's good news bear so far. So you want to go online, Google search USAS, type in 693 or medical clinic or something. There's a search feature where you put in your zip code. You did all that? Okay. Yeah, you want to include I can't tell you too much, but just because of ethics and all that. But yeah, you want to provide anytime RFE, you want to provide the letter that they mailed you with, but also you want to write them a simple letter like what you did basically, that you're including the medical exam sealed envelope, okay? Because I know it's strange. There are times I had one time in my career where we we mailed in the, of course, including the evidence of whatever it is, the visa, and they asked us in an RFE for the copy of visa. We're like, that's weird because especially our cover letter and scanned copy shows all this. So that's why the letter, we call it cover letter, is important. And it's not, it doesn't, your situation, it's only medical exam. So it's not really like a big deal in that sense. But don't expect the decision for your 45, for example, to happen quickly. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of people say like all they had to provide was medical exam, but no decision in several months. So it's very ridiculous. But okay, good luck to you. Absolutely. Okay, take care. All right, alrighty. He's more life. This gentleman is very kind to ask if he need to hire a lawyer, and I just want to just share scenarios. I appreciate that question. I take no offense about those kind of questions. Um, because I don't, you know, there are some situations I believe you don't need to hire a lawyer. Okay, I know some attorneys might like not like me saying that, but it's the truth. Okay, of course, though, ultimately there are some scenarios where we just have a lot of advice. So a lot of advice. Okay, but the thing is, like, we could go there could have been so much more I needed. It would have been if I was his attorney, for example, so much more I could share, right? But I'm trying to go through a lot of questions here as well. His dudeness, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Let's see. As your friend is in immigration, do you mean detained right now? They didn't give him voluntary dismissed. What can he do? What do you mean voluntary dismissed? Do you mean dismissal order? Does he have an attorney? Perfect Simba. You're moving to Houston. Welcome to H Town. Hiring for any paralegals in general, we're always hiring. Just it's more like rolling bases in a sense. So we do have a you you we do have a career page. That's what I'm trying to say. We do have a career page on our website, greencardguys.com. Um, y'all are funny. Excellence, Will. Thank you so much. You told Osman I responded already. Junior, what are the chances PIP reopens? In my opinion, I am hopeful. I know that someone else said that it's over in the comments, but I am hopeful. But knowing that these judges lean a certain way politically, man, they're just it's like they're gonna find some way to say that it can't continue. Because I really think if it was even and politics is not involved with immigration, which we all know it is, unfortunately, that that it's there's judges, they don't have to give specific reasoning that we want, right? They don't have to go in full detail. Um where like I know some of y'all wonder like when we file a mandamus lawsuit, like y'all want to know like why was my case delayed? They don't have to tell you. At the end of the day, what's important is like, are we able to get your case to the next step? Can we get your case resuming to the next step, whether it's interview or a decision? Who gives a F why they delayed your case? Just get it, secure your legal status. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. They're unorganized, inefficient, and they don't care. Okay. It's the United States government, world superpower. You think they care about y'all's immigration cases? They don't. Okay. They claim they do. Look, they probably spent a lot of money on their new logo. They could have used that to hire more people. Let's just put it that way. Man, that's ridiculous. Now that I'm saying that out loud. Okay, that's good to know. Anti scam police. That's good. I didn't know that specifically about any country, if that's the case. Alfie Rodriguez, congratulations. Your husband has approved I-130. What happens if the PIP is approved? So I'm guessing your husband entered without a visa. So if it is approved, then you can continue that way. But y'all need to be ready in case PIP does not continue, uh, or specifically the Eastern District of Texas. Um, um, they what do you call it? Nullify it, void it out, basically. So, but however, if the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris, is going to be the president for 2025 and beyond, I would hope that they appeal. Okay, if the Eastern District of Texas, um, they void this PIP program. Okay, but we'll just never know. You just never know. Okay. So that's why, because it can continue up the chain, appeal, possibly go to Supreme Court of the United States. That's why I shared that you may want to consider filing the petition or filing the 601A waiver because look, the waiver by itself takes like 3 years. So you don't want all that time wasted. You're welcome, anti scam. Okay, let's see. Anyone else want to join the live? Okay. His dudeness. Hit boss to you, brother. It's kind of hard to tell. I think I know who you are, but it's kind of hard to tell. Did you just find my channel randomly? That is hilarious. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll down here. I want to make sure I try not to skip any questions here. Someone else asked matters asked, what do you do at 150 days pending asylum case? So, you file a work permit. Okay, file a work permit. Wait, are you the same person down here too on Instagram? At 150 days, you file a work permit if you file for asylum. Okay, we don't handle asylum cases. We do have referrals for you if you need that assistance. Okay, can you Uh, never mind. How long do you think getting married to U.S. citizens will take to get green card? Depends where the beneficiary lives, in America or outside. If in America and sponsored by a U.S. citizen, like you said, could be a year or less. Some of our cases have been about 3 to 5 months, fortunately, but can't guarantee that for everyone. If the beneficiary is abroad, then expect that to take almost 2 years. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but you got to know the truth about the government. Mia, can you move from Melbourne to Cali as an emancipated 15-year-old? That I don't know. I don't know that part of it as a 15-year-old, but can you get an O1 visa? Um, can you get an O1 visa? It depends on how you're eligible. So that typically requires a three-digit fee with one of our attorneys. 33, some say they would close PIP, but keep approving the ones already submitted. Are you talking about other lawyers or what? Who said? Who said that? Monica, you have a case where beneficiary is here in the US and pending since early 2023. Okay, so that's what? A year and a half, maybe? What kind of case? 485? Year and a half. Well, if it's a year and a half, then I would say that qualifies for a lawsuit. Okay. Okay, Monica. So where are you at? Where are you located, Monica? And if y'all wondering, like, we're here in Houston, Texas. Okay, we would appreciate the opportunity to assist you if needed. All right, if you need that help, we have colleagues across the country that can help us as local counsel to file your lawsuit if needed. And if you're wondering, like, why would you still like authorize us to guide you in those lawsuits? Because we give a shit. Okay, if you hire those people directly, they might not give the proper customer service that's needed for your case. We update you every step of the way. Okay? Every single step of the way. All right? We may even provide you some advice that your own lawyer for the 485 case or whatnot may not have provided you. But that's more of a courtesy, okay? Because we give a shit. Oh, you're in Louisiana? Okay, sounds good. Mia, you've been working on music since you're 12. Okay. You started to take it seriously. Okay, good. What kind of music do you play? Let me see. Do you publish it on your TikTok or anything like that? I'm gonna follow you so I can see if later if you do post it there. Oh, well, yeah, if they okay, 33. Yeah, if they close it in November, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the judge Barker will actually issue a decision that week. Nakamanga, about 2 years, if sponsored by a citizen. Keith Hurd, if you have a felony, can you still marry your Philippines girlfriend? A felony by itself does not restrict you from sponsoring. it's related to, typically the rule of thumb is if it's related to children, child abuse, that then if it's you're gonna suffer, you're gonna request, you're gonna receive, not suffer, re- receive a request for evidence. Okay, and what comes into play is the Adam Walsh Act. Um, okay, let's see. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your questions. Really appreciate it. Ian, you got a J1, J2. Marriage is annulled, not divorced. Can J2 process waiver if remarried to U.S. citizen? You likely need to file a new waiver if that's what you're saying. Like you filed the waiver with before. Depends what kind of waiver. Okay, let's see. Monica, you have a client who got angry at you because her application hasn't been adjudicated. What's wrong with that person? They must not understand about this lawsuit then. They gotta follow my channel. You gotta share with your client my channel. Don't worry. I'll try to help share some more with your client. Really, because the more people they hear about this lawsuit, then maybe they'll calm down. They'll be a little bit more reasonable. David Morataya on YouTube. The question is, does the president have authority to grant PIP? Sure, that is the ultimate question. But for the lawsuit purposes, do the states have legal standing? I believe that's the ultimate question. Okay, because before they can get to the question of does the president have authority to grant PIP, can the suits technically have standing? Uh, t- um, that is the question. What Nakamanga? What does it mean when your case has been taken for jurisdiction? I don't know your situation, but you did ask a bit ago how long it take to get a green card. So maybe like the petition got moved to another like transfer notice. Is that what you received? By the way, it's a good time for me to just check in with y'all. Hope you're still awake. If you are, please, if you're on TikTok, just tap the screen. Just give a little love tap, 5 taps right there. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you don't mind showing some love and clicking the thumbs up. And go ahead if you appreciate the way I share, respond, all that in a timely manner. Um, please consider us, follow us, subscribe down below. We greatly appreciate it. Okay. I know a lot of y'all have questions, so really trying to go through as many of these as possible. Thanks, dudeness. We need to talk, man. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for sharing the channel. My marketing team tells me that helps. Even though TikTok's going to get banned, technically is already banned, effective in January. So, I mean, hey, yeah, there's totally invasion of privacy in all apps, of course, but because we just click download, so we accept it. So, thanks, anti-scam. Um, so if you're on this channel, if you just found my channel on the feed, like one of my fraternity brothers, there's a reason why. Okay, TikTok knows you're either searching John Ting, you're searching green card guys, or you're searching for some kind of immigration question. Okay. So go ahead and give it a follow. We greatly appreciate it. Apparently, TikTok's the best in this. I don't know about this other channels here or platforms. Phew, man, I might call it a night pretty soon. Ando is 751 backlogged right now. Hell yeah, it is. It's taken about 4 years. Okay. Not every case takes 4 years for the 751 remove conditions. But man, a lot of these applications, I really believe they should just be rubber stamped. Okay. I don't want to go so far as that like a AI tool online for them could just like rubber stamp it per se. But I mean, hey, if they can process marriage cases fairly quickly in 3 to 5 months with a human, anything's possible. Um, Especially work permits, especially reentry permits. Like, look, if you know you got to travel outside the United States for more than 6 months a year and you're a resident, this reentry permit application should not take 6 months. It's ridiculous. Like, because you're not like pre-planning that far in advance. There's many applications where they should not take a long time. Oh, his dudeness says smartest guy. No, man. There's a lot of smart bros in the fraternity. They just didn't. They just don't want to act like it. Just a bunch of silly dudes back then. Tashat 15. You have a green card and can file for citizenship in 2027. How long before date on GC can you file? At least 3 months before. There are some circumstances you can file 6 months before, but at least 3 months before your eligibility. Art, your I-130 took 14 months. Damn, that's too long. Sounds like it's already been approved for you. Whew. How do you apply? Okay. I think I covered most of Renita, you say you haven't traveled because you live in El Paso, one of the biggest international borders. Yeah, my goodness. Pasha, what's the advantage of having a social security number when you want to apply for asylum and work permit? Well, I mean, it allows you, well, it's further legal documentation. Okay. And it's just easier per se to file your taxes, but it's more so for you, at least the work permit. That's the most important. Let's see. Thanks for tapping the screen. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, if you have a question that I did not answer, you're welcome to click the profile. Okay. Click the link in the profile page and then select the option that's most relevant to you. Okay. I don't want to waste y'all's time. I know we got some feedback from my team that some of you may have scheduled a meeting with our client care specialist. They're not an attorney. What we do is we try to streamline all processes, workflow as quickly as possible for you because I know some of y'all have deadlines. Okay. So if you already trust us, you still need to verify. Read our Google reviews. We have over 350 5-star reviews. We're very, very fortunate for our clients to trust us, but also my team. Very grateful for my team. You hear about like Tom Brady or a famous like superstar athlete. They always give a credit to the team. I truly appreciate my team. We just had a team retreat today, actually. Um, so yeah, we just use an opportunity to say thanks. It's almost like a Thanksgiving, and also find ways to improve our services and make it better for you. Falak, you got a call with a client, one of our client care reps tomorrow. Okay, great. Looking forward to it. 25 months on a husband's green card. Okay, I'll see if I can look for your file if that's your name. You can DM me. I'll look at your file to make sure. Okay, DM me your name because I know sometimes your y'all's TikTok names are not your actual name. Okay, but of course, if you want to speak directly to an attorney, then don't waste your time with the option one. Okay, we do charge. Option two is an option to meet with one of our attorneys, and that is a 3-digit fee, 3 bacons. Okay, so we're just trying to save you some money. But if you already trust us, then you can authorize us, and any meeting with attorney is included. We don't charge extra for that. Okay. Hey, Daniela, what's going on? Houstonian, H Town. What is a Foya? Oh, this might be the easiest question of the day. It is a Freedom of Information Act. That's an application you can file online with USCIS or State Department. With the local cities, for example, they call it something similar is public information request. Okay, Aria, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. All right, y'all. Seda Basi number one. How long does FOIA request respond take? Assuming you filed at USCIS, if you ask for a very specific document, then it can take about a month to 2 months. If you're asking for your entire immigration file, typically 6 months. Okay. I don't know why that is. It's kind of strange why that is timing wise, but that's what we've experienced. Ari, you want to ask a question off air? Absolutely. You're welcome to do that. Um, I was just sharing earlier. I'm assuming you just joined the show, but click the link in the profile. You'll see the different options available to you. Daniela, is it recommended process for Foya? You mean to request the Foya before for the AOS? I know some law firms they like are pretty strict on that, but then they just don't trust their clients because of the past. I know there's some clients that don't tell us the truth, but if you're telling us the truth, then we don't have to do Foya. So it depends on the situation. It depends like what you're asking, we're trying to look in the past. In fact, we really tried our best this past week. Another attorney I know referred their really good friends to us, and we were looking for an old document, old petition. I think it was filed in 1994 by one of their grandparent actually. And what we're trying to do is use that to apply the immigration law 245I so that they don't have to leave the United States for the interview if they have an interview. And so, um, of course, typically what some lawyers would say is like, yeah, let's just file FOIA. That's going to cost four digits with us to investigate the case. Or simply where I train my team to just ask, like, hey, can you find this particular document? We'll screenshot it for you. This is what it looks like. This is exactly what we're looking for. We just saved them 4 bacons. Wait, 4-digit bacons. I know it's weird how I'm phrasing it. I just can't violate the terms and conditions of this platform right here that you do this action. Okay. Um, Daniela, you've read that after AP to file for AOS to process FOIA as well. So FOIA is really to like request documents from your past file if you filed for something before. It doesn't sound like you need that so far. Are you also waiting for PIP, by the way? Hmm. I think you told me you had DACA also. So yeah, AP is a good option for you in the meantime. Yeah, Daniela, you don't need that. Sherry, your RFU was sent in June. You received the I-130 October like a couple days ago. Is that up they took up back your files? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, did they resume processing? Is that what you mean? You sent the RFE pack response back to them in June? What did you receive I-130 in October? I'm a little confused. Okay, yes. Now I forgot what question I just asked. Oh god, I'm tired. Okay. Still pushing through. Still pushing through. Um, let me ask you this. Did you receive an approval notice yet? Maybe that's what you're trying to ask me. Why pre? You're in the US. Do you go forward with vaccine that's required? Oh, I know. Okay. We all live in America. Okay. We have the freedom to do whatever the hell we want, except when it comes to the vaccine. Okay. I know. I mean, I personally took the vaccine. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, okay? Except when it comes to USCIS and you want the green card, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to take the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. Okay. Okay. And here's the deal. Although there is a waiver available, the 601A, I mean 601, to basically tell them like, look, because you haven't taken any other vaccine, I don't have to take this for your religious or moral reasons. But if you took other vaccines in the past, there's just really no point in filing this waiver. You're gonna waste $1,000. Okay, you're gonna get denied if you've taken other vaccines and you are supposed to have the same religious or moral reason, right? So just figure to share that tidbit that some attorneys might not share with you. I just personally think that would suck to lose $1,000 and still get denied. Falak, can you file mandamus without requesting Foya? Yeah, you can. We don't always, we never need Foya. We've never had to file Foya. Now, of course, your situation is different. I don't know your situation specifically, other than what you just shared. Danielle, you've been struggling to find a legit reason for AP. You've been here since 3 years old. I'm sure you've taken a look at the instructions. Typically, like, yeah, maybe your job requires a conference, something like that. Maybe they can find a conference that you need to attend. It doesn't have to be your country of nationality. It could be like somewhere else. Um, if not, like we've used the reason, like visiting a memorial of a deceased family member. That's worked. So, but yeah, DACA AP based on DACA is very limited reasoning, unfortunately. Oh man, it's been 1 hour. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up soon, but thank you so much for the questions. We got Niharika 1234. What's going on with parole in place? The false promise is gone. Well, I mean, Democrats did what they could in the meantime. Could they have proposed parole in place earlier? Hell yeah, they could have. It definitely is political. Doing announcing this in June, just a few months before election. Go figure. Every party uses immigration as a political punting. They just punt it back and forth. The topic, okay, it's ridiculous. It's very unfortunate. Yep, USCS is playing extreme games. Well, more so politics. Let's see. Sherry, is it safe to travel on advanced parole? If you have approved, yes, and you have not been arrested for anything. Now I know all y'all good people. Some of y'all might just be in the wrong place, wrong time. Just like I know some of my fraternity brothers. Wrong place, wrong time. Let's see. Anonymous Mex. You got DACA. Which is fastest way to change your status? Marriage by U.S. citizen or your job through a marriage U.S. citizen? It's interesting that you asked this though, because to get sponsored by job, it's possible, but it's very complicated for people already in America without legal status. And DACA allows you opportunity to have a work permit, but it's not technically lawful status. So it is a bit confusing in that sense, complex. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for sharing the channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Uh Oliver, you're here in the US right now, B2 visa. If you apply for widower visa, I-360, can you submit I-130 widower? Well, are you a widower? Because if you're a widower, then you don't need to file I-130. You should talk with my team. You should talk with my team. Okay. Because you definitely want to make, okay, yeah, I-360. Okay. You meant I-360, not I-130. Okay. Um, yeah, as far as I know, you could file same time with the work permit. Daniela, doesn't matter how long it's been. Nah, use any reason you can. The passing does not have to be recent, in my opinion. Daniel, does immigration look at age difference or age doesn't matter? I know Beyonce would say, what is it, Beyonce? No, it's someone else. I know some of y'all would say that age is nothing but a number, but when it comes to documentation, age does matter to some extent, okay? Because by nature of your documentation, your evidence, um, you're gonna have to have some kind of evidence. Okay, it's a mixture. It's like a hybrid situation. You can't just have photos. Okay, you can't you can't just have only joint bank accounts. You certainly have to trust each other. Okay, to be on a joint bank account. But what's your age difference, Daniel? Monica, which Daniel, I'm not trying to like discourage you or anything, but we've had clients approved, and it was at least like 20 years difference. Let's see. Monica, after I-130 is approved and you already sent a 45, what's next? So if your I-130 is approved, then hypothetically your 45 should be approved next day. Would it be better they just do it the same daggum day? Of course. But for some reason, when you're receiving the mail, it's not the same day. It's frustrating. But I know some of y'all have told me in the community that you haven't received the like one of the notices even within a week. So that is kind of strange. But typically it's like one day after another. Falak, you had to hop off, so you don't know if this was answered, but is FOIA required to file mandamus? No, but if you need to do, you really only need to do FOIA if like there's something, some kind of legal document that's missing or evidence that you used before that is missing. But no, typically not related to mandamus, not required. Your cousin? Oh, you're asking for your cousin? That's what I thought, Monica. I thought I saw like more than one Monica. Are my costs expensive for helping AP filing? Well, I don't think my costs are expensive in general, but I do tell my team I gotta pay them. Um, but yeah, I think we have reasonable fees. I think you're in Houston, but I mean other people on the East Coast, West Coast are way more expensive, but we're definitely not the cheapest. Hopefully that didn't violate any TikTok terms and conditions. Um, But you might, I mean, if it's only AP, you probably don't need us, okay? But if you want our help, we're happy to guide you, okay? Miss Azari, this is your backup channel. Um, your husband's petition has been a year now and hasn't been approved by USCIS. What can you do? Yeah, if it gets like 15 months, let's talk. Maybe mandamus lawsuit, but um, submit inquiry if you can. But it probably won't allow you to, just because they pushed it out further on purpose. They try to USCIS tries to prevent you from submitting inquiry, even with after 1 year. Daniel, your cousin is 40 and wife 22. Um, what is that? 18 years? That's not too big of a difference. I know some attorneys are scared, don't want to file, but there's no there's no of course like guideline by USCIS. That'd be ridiculous. Um, it may depend how they met. Okay, be able to explain that. Okay, your cousin. And they just gotta practice. I think when some people ask like, "Do you need an attorney at the interview?" If you're asking that, then yeah, probably in general. And also if like you're a worrisome type of person, then yeah, that's where our preparation can help you for sure. If you're a busy person, then yeah, peace of mind from our team can certainly help you for the interview, prepare you for certain questions. Martha, uh, Martha Rod, welcome back to the show. Do I have a video on the waiver 601 and 212? I don't think so, but let me write that down. I got a list of videos I need to record for y'all. There's my list. Okay. If you have a specific question on those applications, please DM me. I-212 and 601. I'm assuming you want to know about processing times, how you're qualified, things like that. For Locke, let's see what else you said. Your husband's I-130 was approved 13 months ago, but still no word on. Holy smokes. Yeah, I was just talking about this with someone else. I mentioned some people have been waiting a couple weeks, but you've been waiting to. Don't scare the other people on the channel, Falak. Okay, Falak's been waiting for her husband's 485. It's been 2.5 years after the petition's been approved. What does that tell you? USCIS is not organized. They possibly misplaced or lost that application. Okay. It could have been the pandemic. Well, no, that sounds like, if my math's correct, you filed after pandemic. So they have no excuse. Okay. It's ridiculous. Manny's asking for a video I-130 and 601A. Okay, I can do that. I appreciate the video request. It just may take some time. It may take me about a couple weeks. Even if I record, like batch record and do like 5 videos a day, I got about at least a week's worth. So I really appreciate it. Um, 6 I-130 and 601A. So if you join the team, up there on TikTok, I don't know, it's YouTube and Facebook. You don't have this. TikTok, if you join the team and you have a video request, I'll put a little star and I'll prioritize that. Okay, greatly appreciate it. Marco, you're writing a letter specifying your sister-in-law's relationship for her green card. That's very nice of you. You could probably use ChatGPT to just the main question, okay? The main question to answer in a letter like this, if it sounds like you're just trying to help verify the relationship, is how did they meet? When did you meet your sister-in-law? And how you saw their, like, what did you see progress in the relationship? Okay. So to make it a little bit more substantive, not just like 2 sentences, like I care about my sister-in-law, and or my sibling cares about my sister-in-law. Like, obviously that's not enough. Maybe this is interesting. Maybe ask ChatGPT or one of those AI tools, like, what kind of information can I share to verify, or a relationship, something like that. I don't know. I actually haven't used that before. Meta AI. I don't think I've used that. Is that related to Facebook? Meta AI. Oh, it is. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know. Okay. Did I already do a PIP video? Did I miss it? Yeah, I just recorded it before I went live here. You use it as a convo on WhatsApp? Interesting. Like, you tell it to, like, find an image for you and then send it or something like that? Falak, okay, we'll be in tune. We'll be in tune. If I can go to sleep soon, then your Falak, your previous lawyer was the worst, completely useless. I'm sorry to hear. Well, yeah. And some attorneys, um, like, I know many good attorneys, right? Immigration or not, but some attorneys who are immigration lawyers, they don't know about mandamus. They don't know. It's crazy. Thanks, Monica. I will just I'll use that. And of course, Marco, we have templates, but that's part of our representation, of course, for a client. but technically, this is not your case. It's for your sister-in-law. So, but yeah, uh, information quicker than you could think it. It's really weird. but but like when it comes out, you're like, yeah, I would have come up with that information exactly. Sure thing, Marco. If anyone appreciated the way I share information, I greatly appreciate it if you go to, just tap the screen, hit the like button, give the thumbs up, subscribe, follow on your respective platform. Daniela asks, what got me into immigration law? Quite a few things. Thank you for asking. I'll try not to make it like a thesis right now or a paper, but essentially, I know many people who've suffered negative immigration decisions before I went to law school. One of my friend, what is even my own friend, but one of my friends' family got picked up by ICE in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, and this person didn't do anything wrong, as far as I know. Of course, I don't know all the facts, but so just most people, even U.S. citizens, don't know that there's due process with immigration. You have the opportunity to fight your case. So that got me into representing people in removal proceeding, deportation. And so, yeah, that's, and of course, my parents immigrated from Taiwan. in uh, Bell, can you do another change of status without filing for Nunc? Nunc pro tunc, is that what you mean? B2 approval? I don't know. I don't know your specific situation. Why was it late? You might as well try because if you don't, then you're going to be out of status. It sounds like so. It sounds like it's worth trying, but maybe you have a lawyer for that. The thing about this kind of situation for you in Isabel, oh, car accident injury. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get all the best treatment possible for you. But yeah, provide proof of that, of course. Car accident report, medical report, anything to show around those dates why you couldn't file the 539 application, which I believe you could do online. The thing is, you need to file fees. Adia, Ali, you apply for your hubby, your Pookie Bear, as a or a green card holder now, a citizen. You have to change status. So yeah, you gotta update USCIS on that. Vietnamese, my wife's Vietnamese actually. Anti-scam, you're pretty close in that sense. Although it is like a 4-hour flight in general, um, between the countries. But my wife is Vietnamese, so you're close enough. Daniela, absolutely happy to help. That's what I like to do. Just be straightforward, man. This life is short, so Noma, Gugu, why don't I answer you? I don't know. I just keep going down the line. Ask TikTok why I haven't answered you. I just go down the line here. Let me see. I I'm scrolling for the last 10 seconds. I don't see your question. Y'all, you playing me. I didn't see your question. Maybe it just didn't show up on my end. Yep. I don't see every time someone says it like that, every time someone wants to try to give me trouble and say, "Why don't you answer me?" Like, I don't see the freaking question. So, in that sense, I guess repost it. Fine. Copy and paste it one time, okay? Manny, how long are appointments taking for interviews? I would say about at least 6 months minimum across the world. Man pros, can someone file for VAWA? If abused by U.S. citizen green card holder, yeah, absolutely. Can a green card holder expedite the case if conceiving baby? No, not a green card holder. But did you say your spouse is a citizen now? Then it's considered immediate relative. Conceiving a baby is not enough for expedite the I-130, for example. But what we've been able to do is expedite the USCIS and NVC stage for interview. Very fortunate, very fortunate situation because they could have just denied us. Right, it's all discretionary. When there was pregnancy complications, so it's a negative situation, but it was possible. Just having a baby by alone as that one fact, that's not enough. Manny, yes, I'm live on YouTube as well right now. Greencardguys.tv. It's a website that'll redirect you and has a link to the YouTube channel. Thank you for asking. Honestly, YouTube is the best way to ask me a question because TikTok has a lot of more questions. Alrighty. All right. I think I mostly caught up. I think I did a decent job, caught up to the questions. I didn't yawn. So I'm pretty happy about that, okay? But now I gotta record a video for my team and then call it a night, okay? All right, so thank you so much. Really, oh, you asked on YouTube? Noma, you're gonna have to come back. Come back, okay, next time. Follow, okay? I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Peace. Y'all have a good one.